Welcome, traveler of the stars. You've arrived at the Infinite Scientist, where science dreams in the language of the cosmos. Tonight, we drift into the quiet anomaly of Saturn, a planet that should not exist, massive yet fragile, drifting in the void against expectation. If the solar system were a symphony, Saturn would be the soft, impossible note that lingers longer than reason allows. If you find beauty in the mysteries of the universe, let your curiosity rest here. Subscribe and dream with us beneath the stars. Imagine the immense darkness of space, punctuated only by distant points of light. There, suspended in silent vastness, floats a giant whose very size seems at odds with stability. Saturn is not merely another planet. It is a cosmic paradox. Its bulk is immense, a world hundreds of times the mass of Earth, yet it is composed mostly of hydrogen and helium, making it extraordinarily light, nearly as if it could float on a celestial ocean. Even from afar, one can sense the delicate balance that allows such a world to exist, the quiet tension between gravity and the tendency to drift apart, between mass and fragility, between order and chaos. This giant does not shout its presence, it whispers. Its rings shimmer faintly, catching scattered sunlight and reflecting it back across the void in icy arcs of calm brilliance. The planet's pale golden bands rotate slowly, each layer of gas and wind moving in concert, yet distinct, like a soft cosmic ballet. There is no violence in this motion, no sudden eruption. Instead, Saturn drifts in quiet dignity, a testament to the patience and persistence of the universe. And yet, the more we observe, the more we understand that this planet should not exist in such perfection, that every orbit, every ring, every storm is a delicate miracle of physics. Saturn's size and composition are among the first anomalies that drew the attention of astronomers. Unlike rocky planets closer to the Sun, Saturn is a gas giant with a density lower than water, an extraordinary rarity. Imagine holding an enormous sphere in your hands, yet knowing that it could float if there were a suitable ocean. Its very presence challenges intuition, forcing us to rethink the rules that govern planetary formation. The universe, it seems, allows improbable outcomes, tiny deviations from expectation that ripple across billions of years, creating worlds that quietly defy reason. The whisper of Saturn is also audible in its rings, though sound cannot travel through space. They are vast, stretching hundreds of thousands of kilometers, yet composed of countless particles, each small and fragile, icy fragments orbiting in perfect harmony. The rings are structured yet ephemeral, reflecting a universe in which stability is not guaranteed, but granted moment by moment, an exquisite balance between motion and gravity. We can imagine these particles as dancers in a silent ballet, each one aware of its partner's position, each step perfectly timed. Moving with precision against the infinite darkness, Saturn's existence reminds us that the universe is not always neat or predictable. It is generous in anomalies, rewarding those who pause and observe. There is a kind of poetry in the fact that a planet so immense, so seemingly delicate, could survive in the outer reaches of the solar system. Saturn is a meditation on fragility, an invitation to witness the improbable and to marvel at the precision required to maintain it. It is as if the universe, in all its vastness, occasionally produces a gentle, impossible note, a reminder that beauty is often found where logic falters. Even the motion of Saturn's atmosphere contributes to this delicate balance. The planet spins with remarkable speed, completing a rotation roughly every 10.5 hours. This rapid rotation flattens its poles and bulges its equator, shaping the planet's appearance and influencing the behavior of its storms and winds. Bands of cloud drift in alternating directions, creating subtle, mesmerizing patterns. The largest storms rage quietly, invisible from Earth, yet contributing to the gentle hum of atmospheric motion, a soft, endless vibration that speaks of order arising from chaos. Saturn's moons further complicate this cosmic puzzle. Over 80 satellites orbit the giant, each affected by its gravity, yet moving independently, tracing intricate paths in the void. Some, like Titan, carry thick atmospheres and flowing seas of liquid hydrocarbons. Others, like Enceladus, harbor geysers that spray water ice across space. Each moon is a miniature wonder, part of a greater choreography that should, by all accounts, collapse under the strain of gravity and motion. Yet the system persists, a quiet demonstration of the universe's patience, its ability to maintain improbable arrangements over eons. In reflecting upon Saturn, one realizes that the planet is more than a physical entity. It is a narrative of improbability. Every particle in its rings, every breath of gas in its atmosphere, every moon tracing its orbit is part of a story that quietly defies expectation. It teaches us about balance, fragility, and the poetry of persistence. The giant drifts through space, not by accident, but as a result of countless subtle interactions, a cosmic dance that has been ongoing for billions of years. Each moment, a soft whisper of improbable existence. We can also see in Saturn a metaphor for our own lives, the fragile equilibrium we maintain amidst forces beyond our control. The planet does not resist the void. It moves with it, finds stability in motion, and thrives in conditions that seem impossible. Similarly, we navigate uncertainty, balancing chance and order, and finding grace in the delicate choreography of existence. In watching Saturn, we are invited to witness both the beauty and the improbability of being, to feel awe in the quiet persistence of the improbable. As the planet drifts silently through the cold, dark reaches of space, one cannot help but imagine the slow passage of time upon it. Rings evolve, storms dissipate and reform, moons wander and interact. Every moment is fleeting, yet the system endures. Saturn's whisper is constant, a soft presence in the immense silence, a giant that exists despite improbability, a reminder that even in the vast, indifferent cosmos, fragile beauty persists. And so, in the quiet darkness, Saturn floats, massive, delicate and improbable. Its whisper is a meditation, a gentle invitation to contemplate the fragility and resilience inherent in the universe. It teaches patience, humility, and wonder, guiding the observer to a state of quiet reflection. In understanding the improbable nature of Saturn, we glimpse the elegance of cosmic law and the poetry hidden in the fabric of existence. In the darkness of the outer solar system, Saturn spins silently, wrapped in a halo of light. Its rings stretch outward like luminous silk, glimmering against the void, a delicate, almost impossible structure that captures the imagination. From a distance, they appear solid, a continuous band of brightness surrounding the giant. Yet a closer look reveals that they are composed of countless fragments, ice, rock, and dust, each orbiting independently, yet collectively forming a perfect, radiant circle. These rings should not exist. Their precision, scale, and fragility defy expectation, and in their quiet brilliance they whisper stories of creation, destruction, and improbable balance. Imagine drifting alongside them. The icy particles catch stray sunlight, sparkling like diamonds scattered across the darkness. Each fragment is a tiny world unto itself, tumbling slowly, colliding gently, yet never disrupting the harmony. The rings are vast, over 280,000 kilometers in diameter, yet incredibly thin, sometimes only tens of meters thick. They are a fragile choreography, each particle tracing its orbit with unwavering precision, maintained by the subtle tug of Saturn's gravity and the invisible resonance of countless moons. The scene is hypnotic, a soft, endless shimmer against the infinite black, evoking awe and quiet contemplation. these rings are more than beautiful. They are astonishingly delicate. Scientists have long pondered their age and origin, realizing that their existence is precarious. Collisions between particles generate friction, slowly spreading the rings outward. Over millions of years, radiation and micrometeoroid impacts erode the icy fragments, suggesting that the rings we see today are transient, perhaps only a fraction of Saturn's lifetime. In cosmic terms, they are young, ephemeral, and fleeting, a temporary masterpiece in an otherwise enduring planetary saga. Yet their splendor remains, a luminous paradox, a structure so massive, yet so fragile, suspended against the void, spinning in silent perfection. The rings are divided into intricate bands, each with its own density and texture, a layered testament to gravitational harmony. Tiny moons, known as shepherd moons, weave in and out, subtly shaping the ring's edges and maintaining their structure. This delicate interplay between moon and ring, particle and gravity, is a marvel of precision, a natural ballet performed on an unimaginable scale. It is as if the universe itself pauses to appreciate the improbable elegance of this cosmic creation, allowing it to exist for a moment in the flow of time. Saturn's rings also serve as a mirror of impermanence. The ice and dust within them are not static. They collide, break apart, and reform in cycles that echo the principles of change and renewal. Particles journey inward, sometimes plunging into the planet, while others are nudged outward by gravitational interactions. The rings are a living system, dynamic and evolving, teaching a quiet lesson about the delicate persistence of order in a universe governed by chance and chaos. They are a luminous meditation on the balance between creation and destruction. Stability and change, the colors within the rings add another layer of wonder. Though subtle, variations in ice purity, particle size, and composition create soft bands of brightness and hue. Pale whites, faint blues, and golden tones shimmer in the light of the distant sun, painting a scene that feels almost unreal. Against the dark emptiness of space, these bands glow with a fragile intensity, reminding us that even in apparent voids, life, matter, and beauty can persist, if only temporarily. Observing this, one cannot help but feel a quiet reverence for the precision required to maintain such delicate artistry. Each particle in the rings interacts with countless others, creating waves, ripples, and gaps. Gravitational resonances, small moons, and tidal forces collaborate in a silent conversation that structures the rings with astonishing accuracy. The Cassini division, a dark gap separating the A and B rings, is the product of these subtle interactions, an absence that speaks as powerfully as presence. Even in emptiness there is order, a subtle rhythm woven into the fabric of Saturn's luminous halo. The rings are a story told in ice and dust, a narrative of motion, resonance, and improbable equilibrium. To contemplate Saturn's rings is to confront the improbable. The planet's mass and gravitational pull, the size and speed of its orbit, the distribution of particles, and the delicate interactions of its moons all converge to maintain a structure that should, by every expectation, collapse or disperse. Yet it endures, a quiet testament to the subtle balance of forces that shape our universe. In this way, the rings are both fragile and eternal, ephemeral in their material existence, yet timeless in the impression they leave upon the observer. There is a meditative quality to their slow motion. As each particle traces its orbit, as light glints across icy surfaces, the observer is drawn into a rhythm that transcends time. Hours feel like minutes, and the mind drifts alongside these fragments, immersed in the harmony of motion. The rings teach patience and presence, a lesson in observing without interference, in appreciating complexity without demanding explanation. They are a cosmic lullaby, bright against the void, whispering quietly to those willing to listen. Even from Earth, through telescopes and in photographs, the rings convey a sense of impossibility. Their scale, thinness, and brilliance appear at odds with the fundamental forces of physics. They challenge our expectations of stability, teaching that beauty in the cosmos often arises in situations of delicate balance. Saturn itself, massive yet light, surrounded by rings that should not endure, embodies the improbable and the extraordinary. In the glow of the rings, we sense the careful choreography of the universe, the quiet collaboration of forces, and the enduring elegance of cosmic law. The more we learn about Saturn's rings, the more astonishing they become. Ice particles reveal hidden moons, spiral waves form, and patterns emerge from collisions that are both chaotic and harmonious. The rings are alive with motion, a luminous record of the forces that sculpt worlds and the subtle interactions that preserve order amidst apparent randomness. They are an ode to cosmic patience, a visual poem written in ice, dust, and light, spinning silently around a giant that should not exist. And so, as we drift past the luminous arcs of Saturn's rings, we are reminded that the universe is generous with the improbable. The rings glowing softly against the infinite darkness teach us about fragility, balance, and the quiet persistence of wonder. They are a meditation in motion, a luminous testament to the delicate interplay of forces that allow the improbable to exist. Saturn's rings remind us that even in a vast, indifferent cosmos, beauty can persist, fragile, radiant, and impossible, spinning endlessly through the void. Beyond the pale glow of Saturn's luminous rings, the planet is surrounded by a multitude of moons, each tracing its own delicate path through the dark expanse. They drift silently, their orbits precise yet seemingly fragile, caught in the invisible tethers of gravity. Some are tiny, no larger than a mountain, tumbling chaotically, while others are vast, with surfaces sculpted by ice and rock, their faces etched with impact craters and ancient scars. Together, they form a vast, intricate ballet, moving with quiet rhythm around the giant, each moon aware of its neighbors, each orbit a careful negotiation with unseen forces. The dance is mesmerizing, a display of motion that is at once orderly and improbable. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, leads the ensemble, its thick, hazy atmosphere glowing faintly against the darkness. Below, hydrocarbon lakes reflect a distant sunlight, while winds whisper across dunes shaped by aeons of motion. Smaller moons, like Enceladus, erupt occasionally, spraying geysers of water ice into space, contributing particles to Saturn's already ethereal rings. Each moon interacts with the planet and with one another, exchanging energy and angular momentum in a subtle gravitational conversation. The overall effect is a harmony that seems effortless, yet it is a fragile equilibrium maintained by billions of precise interactions, a choreography that should, by all accounts, unravel. The interplay of Saturn's moons and rings is a meditation in stability and instability. Orbital resonances govern their movement, a small tug here, a gentle push there, an exchange of gravitational influence that creates structure out of apparent chaos. Some moons maintain their positions through these resonances, locked in slow-motion patterns that repeat over centuries. Others wander slightly, nudged by tiny disturbances, yet still bound to the planet's gravitational embrace. The dance of moons is both a testament to the beauty of cosmic order and a reminder of how easily it could be disrupted. Even the smallest moon can affect the motion of its neighbors. Pan, nestled within the Encke gap of the A ring, subtly sculpts the ring particles around it, creating waves and ripples that propagate across thousands of kilometers. Dione, Tethys, and Mimas exchange gravitational whispers with one another, their orbits subtly adjusted by the presence of Saturn's immense mass. This delicate network of influence mirrors the precision of a symphony, where each instrument contributes to a larger harmony. Yet the entire performance relies on every note being played correctly, or the melody falters. The moons are not static. They evolve over time, their surfaces bearing the marks of collisions, tidal flexing, and slow geological change. Impact craters and fractured ice plains tell stories of violent encounters and gentle reshaping, chronicling the passage of billions of years. Some moons, like Enceladus, harbor subsurface oceans hidden beneath ice, quietly moving and evolving, creating environments that may someday inspire questions about life beyond Earth. The quiet persistence of these worlds emphasizes the improbable nature of Saturn's system. Vast, complex and stable, yet constantly in motion, teetering on the edge of disruption. Observing this dance invites reflection on the subtle balance that governs not just moons, but all of existence. Saturn's gravitational dominance allows for this delicate orchestration, yet even minor perturbations could alter the rhythm. It is a system in which chaos and order coexist, where chance collisions and precise resonances shape the movements of these distant worlds. There is poetry in this interplay, a quiet elegance that emerges from forces invisible to the eye, a meditation on how structure can arise in the midst of potential chaos. The moons themselves are a collection of contrasts. Titan's thick, golden atmosphere contrasts with the icy, reflective surfaces of Enceladus and Rhea. Hyperion tumbles unpredictably, its rotation chaotic, while Mimas keeps a steady path as if counting time itself. This diversity adds texture to the planetary ballet, illustrating that stability does not require uniformity. Each moon has its own character, its own motion, yet all contribute to the larger narrative of the system. They are, in essence, participants in a cosmic choreography that unfolds with patience and grace. Even the light that touches the moons is subtle and enchanting. Sunlight, filtered through Saturn's rings or reflected from the planet's upper atmosphere, glances across cratered surfaces and icy plains, highlighting ridges, valleys, and fissures. Shadows stretch across frozen plains, elongating and contracting with the moon's slow rotations. This interplay of light and dark accentuates the moon's individuality while reinforcing their participation in the larger dance, reminding observers that beauty often emerges where precision and randomness converge. The sheer number of moons amplifies the sense of wonder. Over 80 moons orbit Saturn, each with its own story, its own motion, and its own subtle influence on the others. They move as if aware of their shared existence, tracing paths dictated by physics yet suffused with poetry, spinning, revolving, and rotating in a quiet concert. It is a dance that transcends time, unfolding across millennia, a reminder that stability in the universe is often the result of innumerable small interactions, each one contributing to an improbable balance. In contemplating Saturn's moons, one begins to sense the fragility inherent in complex systems. The slightest change in mass, trajectory, or distance could disrupt resonances, sending moons off their paths or destabilizing rings. Yet the system endures, resilient and enduring, a testament to the delicate forces that allow complexity to persist. The dance continues, a silent, mesmerizing performance against the void, reminding us that the cosmos is both precarious and persistent, capable of creating beauty in the face of fragility. The dance of Saturn's moons is more than motion. It is a meditation. Watching them drift, collide, and resonate, one feels the gentle rhythm of the universe, the subtle pulse of gravitational interplay, and the quiet persistence of order amidst chaos. Their motion is a lullaby for the mind, a reminder that even in vast emptiness, structure and harmony can exist. In every orbit, every tilt, every resonance, the moons whisper the story of Saturn's improbable existence, a story of fragility and persistence, of delicate balance maintained over billions of years as the moons circle silently, casting faint reflections on the icy rings. The observer is drawn into the rhythm of the system. The planet and its satellites move as one, a cosmic symphony of motion, harmony, and improbability. The dance continues without pause, an eternal testament to the resilience of complex systems, the poetry of gravitational law and the quiet, improbable beauty of Saturn and its companions. Far from the warmth of the sun, in the cold reaches of the outer solar system, Saturn drifts quietly, a giant suspended in emptiness. Its presence is almost paradoxical. Massive, luminous, commanding attention across millions of kilometers, yet composed predominantly of hydrogen and helium, Saturn is lighter than water. A cosmic oddity that could, in theory, float if there were a celestial ocean vast enough to contain it. It is a planet that challenges intuition, a world whose very existence raises questions about the nature of balance and density, motion and stability. Against the infinite black, Saturn seems to hover effortlessly, a luminous entity poised between the laws of physics and the improbable. To witness Saturn in this emptiness is to sense the poetry of its fragile equilibrium. The planet is vast, with a diameter over 9 times that of Earth, yet its gaseous composition gives it a density so low that it might almost dissolve into the void. Its bulk is immense, yet it does not dominate its surroundings violently. Instead, it moves with quiet grace. The planet's rotation, rapid and constant, sculpts its form, creating a bulging equator and flattened poles. Each orbit, each rotation, is a subtle act of balance, a negotiation between centrifugal force and gravitational pull, a negotiation that allows this luminous giant to exist in a state of near impossible stability. Imagine floating above its cloud tops. Bands of gold, ochre, and pale cream stretch endlessly, rotating in harmony, yet with individual currents that swirl independently. Storms ripple across its surface, hexagonal patterns shift in silent symmetry, and winds race in directions both orderly and unpredictable. This is a world in motion, yet motion that preserves the fragile structure of its form. It is as if Saturn is aware of its own precariousness, maintaining rhythm in the dance of forces that would, under less favorable circumstances, scatter it into fragments or collapse it into a smaller, denser body. The thought that Saturn could float on an immense cosmic ocean is more than metaphor. Its average density is less than that of water, a startling fact given its size and mass. Here is a planet hundreds of times more massive than Earth, yet ethereal in weight. It challenges assumptions, reminding us that scale does not necessarily dictate heaviness, and that the universe allows exceptions, improbable formations that defy conventional expectation. In this way, Saturn is both a teacher and a marvel, offering insight into the subtle interplay between matter and void, presence and emptiness. The emptiness surrounding Saturn enhances its quiet elegance. There is no solid ground to anchor it, no nearby planet to tug on it excessively, only the vast, indifferent vacuum of space. Yet even in this emptiness, Saturn's gravity orchestrates a symphony of motion. Rings revolve with almost hypnotic regularity, moons trace intricate orbits, and subtle resonances ripple through the system, guiding particles and satellites alike. Floating here, one begins to sense the profound patience of the universe, the slow, deliberate unfolding of forces that allows improbable structures to persist across billions of years. Saturn's ability to maintain cohesion in this emptiness is a testament to the subtlety of physics. Gravitational force, acting over immense distances, provides a scaffold on which rings, moons, and atmospheric currents interact in a delicate balance. Without this invisible framework, the planet's rings would scatter, its moons drift away, and its gaseous envelope would disperse into the void. That Saturn exists at all in its luminous majesty and delicate arrangement is a quiet miracle of cosmic precision, a meditation on the interplay of forces invisible yet fundamental. Even the visual effect of floating in the void reinforces the sense of fragility. The rings appear ethereal, thin against the dark backdrop, shimmering with reflected sunlight. Tiny moons like icy jewels orbit in harmony, casting faint shadows across the ring's surface. From a distance, one might imagine the planet suspended on an unseen string, delicately poised, a balance of forces so precise that even a minor disruption could alter the pattern forever. And yet, for billions of years, this balance has endured, a demonstration of nature's ability to maintain improbable arrangements in quiet dignity. The emptiness also invites philosophical reflection. Saturn teaches that presence does not require solidity, and significance does not demand density. It is massive without oppressive weight, luminous without fire, structured without a solid surface. Its existence challenges the human tendency to equate strength with mass, permanence with solidity. Instead, Saturn exists as a testament to subtlety, to the power of delicate balance maintained through motion and invisible force. It is an enduring metaphor for the universe itself, vast yet precise, capable of improbable persistence amidst emptiness. The floating nature of Saturn also affects its rings and moons, which exist in a carefully orchestrated resonance. Each particle and satellite responds to gravitational cues, moving in concert without colliding destructively, tracing paths shaped by millennia of motion. Even when impacted by meteoroids or swept by solar radiation, the system adapts, redistributing energy and maintaining coherence. This resilience adds another layer to the meditation on Saturn's improbable existence, reminding observers that even in seeming emptiness, systems can thrive, adapt, and persist when guided by subtle laws. Consider the symbolic weight of a planet that could float in nothingness. It embodies the paradox of existence, massive yet light, structured yet flowing, enduring yet ephemeral. In the quiet expanses surrounding it, Saturn's rings glimmer like icy brushstrokes across a black canvas, while moons move in silent, intricate arcs, performing a cosmic ballet that has persisted longer than human history. The scene is both humbling and inspiring, a reminder that the universe is capable of producing entities that challenge expectation and elicit wonder, quietly persisting against the void as Saturn drifts. Its form and companions provide a meditation on balance, motion, and improbability. Every orbit is a testament to patience, every rotation a demonstration of harmony, every glint of reflected light a whisper of improbability. Floating on empty space, Saturn is a luminous paradox, massive yet ethereal, commanding yet fragile, reminding us that the universe favors both beauty and balance, even where logic would suggest it should not. In contemplating Saturn in its emptiness, one is drawn to a quiet reverence for the subtle forces that shape worlds. The planet exists not by accident but by a careful interplay of motion, gravity, and material composition, a delicate dance that has endured across aeons. It floats in the darkness, serene and improbable, a cosmic meditation on balance, fragility, and the wonder that arises when extraordinary conditions converge in perfect harmony. Saturn rotates. The word itself seems simple, yet in practice, it is a secret so profound that it shapes the planet's very identity. Far beyond Earth, in the quiet reaches of the solar system, Saturn spins on its axis with astonishing speed. A single day lasts just over 10 hours, a rapid rotation for a world more than 9 times the diameter of Earth. This motion sculpts the planet, flattening its poles and bulging its equator, giving it an oblate shape that is both elegant and improbable. In the vast, cold void, the spin is a silent statement of order, a rhythm that structures the motion of clouds, rings, and moons alike. Imagine observing Saturn from above, drifting slowly over its equator. Bands of pale gold, ochre, and cream sweep around the planet in a mesmerizing flow. Winds race in opposite directions, some reaching thousands of kilometers per hour, carving stripes and currents that persist in time. Unlike the steady rotation of rocky planets, Saturn's gaseous layers slip past one another, creating subtle shears and ripples. The spin is not merely a motion of matter, it is the pulse of the planet, an invisible heartbeat that organizes storms, influences rings, and shapes the delicate gravitational conversations with its satellites. The speed of Saturn's rotation holds the key to its distinctive form. Centrifugal forces resulting from this rapid spin cause the equator to swell outward while the poles flatten. Viewed from afar, the planet is not a perfect sphere, but a softly distorted orb, a gentle reminder that even giants are subject to forces that mold them over time. This shape also affects the behavior of the rings, creating resonances and orbital patterns that maintain the delicate ballet of particles suspended around the planet. In essence, the spin is a silent architect, designing patterns of motion invisible to casual observers. Beneath the clouds, the rotation drives circulation in the planet's interior. Layers of metallic hydrogen and helium move in concert, generating magnetic fields that extend far into space, influencing charged particles and solar wind interactions. These magnetic forces, coupled with rapid rotation, contribute to the planet's protective cocoon, shaping auroras and guiding tiny moons along their paths. The spin is not just motion, it is a mechanism, a generator, a force that orchestrates the planet's interactions with its environment. Without it, Saturn would be a different world, entirely less structured, less vibrant, less improbable. Consider the philosophical implications of such motion. Saturn spins not because it must, but because initial conditions during its formation imparted angular momentum, a gift of the primordial nebula from which it emerged. This spin has persisted for billions of years, shaping the planet's form and behavior with quiet persistence. The universe, in its indifference, allows for such anomalies, worlds that rotate rapidly, that maintain form despite fragility, that persist through time by virtue of motion alone. Observing this, one realizes that motion is not merely mechanical. It is existential, a subtle dialogue between matter and the void, between chance and necessity. Saturn's spin also influences its atmospheric phenomena. The planet hosts winds that far surpass anything on Earth, moving in alternating east-west bands across latitudes. Storms emerge, persist, and dissolve, their motion guided by the interplay of rotation, gravity, and thermal energy. The great white spots, rare yet immense, ripple across the globe in cycles, while the persistent hexagonal jet stream at the North Pole rotates with the planet itself, a geometric wonder frozen in motion. These features testify to the subtle artistry of rotation, a gentle yet powerful force that shapes worlds on unimaginable scales. Even the rings, those luminous arcs encircling the planet, owe much to Saturn's spin. The rapid rotation influences the planet's gravitational field, subtly shaping the orbits of icy particles. Resonances between the rings and moons arise, guided by this rotational rhythm, maintaining gaps, waves, and density patterns that persist across millennia. Without the spin, the rings might spread, collide, or dissipate entirely. The planet's rotation is therefore a silent conductor, orchestrating the harmony of moons and rings alike, sustaining the improbable balance that allows these structures to endure. The speed of Saturn's rotation also challenges our intuition about stability. For a planet so large, spinning so quickly, one might expect disruption, turbulence, or collapse. Yet Saturn endures, a testament to the delicate interplay of mass, angular momentum, and gravitational forces. It is a reminder that even in apparent chaos, the universe maintains harmony, that motion can produce order, and that the improbable can persist when conditions align with precision. Observing Saturn's spin, one senses the poetry inherent in physics, the subtle elegance of forces acting invisibly, yet creating visible, tangible beauty. On a deeper level, Saturn's spin can be seen as a metaphor for persistence. Despite immense size, despite being composed of light gases that could easily disperse, the planet maintains cohesion, identity, and structure. Its rotation organizes chaos into form, motion into pattern, randomness into rhythm. We are reminded that continuity and stability do not require rigidity. They arise through movement, through subtle negotiation of forces, and through a patient adherence to the laws of nature. Saturn spins, and in doing so, it survives, persists, and captivates. In the silent darkness surrounding it, Saturn's spin whispers a meditation on time, motion, and resilience. It is a rhythm that has endured through cosmic epochs, shaping storms, rings, and moons, guiding the planet's journey through space. It is a force that reminds us of the delicate balance required for existence, the invisible hand that structures worlds, and the quiet elegance with which the universe maintains improbable phenomena. The giant drifts, rotates, and persists. A luminous paradox, massive yet ethereal, ordered yet dynamic, improbable yet enduring, and so Saturn spins, a secret revealed only to those who observe patiently. Its motion is a soft, continuous meditation, a gentle pulse echoing across space and time, a demonstration that the universe favors not only creation, but structured, delicate, improbable persistence. In this silent rotation, one can find both awe and comfort, the knowledge that even in vast emptiness, harmony can emerge, and beauty can endure against the odds. In the silent expanse of the outer solar system, Saturn drifts massive yet ethereal, held together by an invisible hand, gravity. This force, omnipresent yet subtle, governs the orbits of moons, the arcs of rings, and the very shape of the planet itself. Yet Saturn's existence is a delicate miracle, a testament to the precision of this invisible law. Too little gravity and the planet would disperse, its hydrogen and helium escaping into the void. Too much, and it might collapse inward, a dense, unremarkable sphere, stripped of rings and subtle splendor. The balance is improbable, an equilibrium suspended between collapse and dispersal, maintained quietly for billions of years. Imagine drifting near the equatorial bulge, feeling the weight of invisible forces stretching and shaping the planet. The pull is constant, subtle, yet commanding. Gravity sculpts the atmosphere, guiding winds into elegant bands, carving currents into swirling, persistent stripes. It anchors the rings, the particles of ice and rock, caught in an intricate dance, moving neither too close nor too far from their parent planet. Each orbit is a negotiation, a dialogue between mass and motion, the silent poetry of celestial mechanics. Without this careful equilibrium, Saturn's luminous rings, delicate yet immense, would scatter, and its moons would wander aimlessly into the void. The moons themselves abound in this gravitational web, each one responding not only to Saturn, but also to the tug of neighboring satellites. Some moons, like Mimas and Enceladus, maintain precise resonances, orbits linked in ratios that prevent collisions and stabilize the system. Tiny nudges, barely perceptible, accumulate over millennia, a soft choreography that maintains harmony amidst potential chaos. The intricate balance reminds us that order in the universe often arises not from rigidity, but from patient, delicate negotiation between countless interacting parts. Even within the rings, gravity tells its story. Particles orbit the planet in precise paths, guided by subtle interactions with shepherd moons that maintain gaps, waves, and density patterns. Collisions are frequent, yet catastrophic disruption is rare. The system adapts, energy redistributed in ways that preserve structure. Here, in the luminous bands surrounding Saturn, we witness gravity's power not as brute force, but as a gentle sculptor coaxing fragments into harmony, maintaining beauty in the face of entropy. Consider the philosophical implications of this balance. Gravity is invisible, yet its effects are profound. Saturn exists because of it, and yet it could so easily not exist. A minor deviation billions of years ago could have altered the planet's mass, its rotation, or the distribution of material in the protoplanetary disk, preventing the formation of rings or moons entirely. In the vastness of space, even small variations have monumental consequences. Yet here is a world where forces have aligned precisely to create an improbable spectacle of structure and beauty. The interplay between gravity and rotation adds another layer of complexity. Saturn spins rapidly, its equator bulging outward under centrifugal force, while gravity works to maintain cohesion. This subtle tension sculpts the planet into a soft, oblate shape, its poles flattened, its equator stretched, a physical manifestation of balance between opposing forces. The rings themselves respond to this sculpting, their particles tracing paths that respect both centrifugal tendencies and gravitational anchors, forming gaps, waves, and ripples that persist over millennia. Here, one sees balance as dynamic, not static, a continuous negotiation rather than a fixed state. Even the smallest bodies in Saturn's system, those tiny moons or icy fragments, play a role in the gravitational symphony. Pan and Daphnis, shepherd moons embedded in the rings, create ripples and edges, their modest masses influencing thousands of particles around them. Titan, massive and commanding, shapes the orbits of smaller moons through tidal interactions, subtly guiding the system without disrupting it. Gravity is both universal and particular, acting simultaneously on the minuscule and the colossal, weaving a tapestry that is delicate yet enduring. The fragility of this balance is evident when we consider external influences. Meteoroid impacts, solar radiation, and subtle perturbations from Jupiter and other distant planets could easily destabilize orbits or erode the rings. Yet Saturn endures, demonstrating resilience within fragility. The system persists not because it is impervious, but because forces interact in just the right way, dissipating energy, redistributing momentum, and preserving structure. In observing Saturn, one perceives that stability is often a quiet, continuous negotiation, a gentle compromise maintained over cosmic timescales. Saturn's gravitational mastery extends even further, shaping phenomena invisible to the naked eye. Tidal forces create internal heating within moons like Enceladus, sparking geysers and subsurface oceans that may harbor liquid water. Magnetic fields generated within the spinning planet interact with charged particles, guiding subtle currents and protecting moons from harsh solar wind. Gravity is not merely an anchoring force. It is a sculptor, a mediator, a gentle orchestrator of motion, energy, and form, creating a fragile yet enduring cosmic harmony. In contemplating Saturn, we are reminded of the extraordinary subtlety of natural law. Gravity is unseen, yet it defines existence, preserving improbable configurations that might otherwise vanish into chaos. Saturn's massive yet ethereal presence, its luminous rings and its intricate system of moons are all testament to this quiet force. The planet drifts, rotates, and persists, a soft monument to balance, a cosmic meditation on how fragility and resilience coexist. As we observe Saturn, we sense a universe that is generous with improbability, yet disciplined by law. The giant floats, rings shimmering, moons orbiting, storms swirling, all held together by the invisible threads of gravity. Its beauty is not loud or violent. It is patient, quiet, and enduring, revealing the delicate artistry of forces that act without notice, sculpting worlds that both astonish and inspire. In this fragile equilibrium, we find a reflection of life itself, a constant negotiation, a balance maintained with care, a meditation on persistence and improbable harmony. Saturn's story, shaped by gravity and preserved through eons, invites us to contemplate the subtle forces at work in all of existence. The giant drifts, serene and luminous, a cosmic paradox that persists against entropy, reminding us that even in the vastness of space, delicate balance is possible, and that the universe's quiet precision can produce beauty beyond comprehension. In the outer reaches of the solar system, where sunlight has grown faint and the void stretches cold and endless, Saturn's rings and moons shine like distant lanterns against the black. Ice dominates their surfaces, reflecting the weak light that reaches them, turning the darkness into a canvas for luminous patterns. Tiny shards, frozen dust, and vast icy plains catch the glimmer of the sun, scattering it in all directions, creating a spectacle that is both delicate and awe-inspiring. These glowing fragments are not static. They drift, collide, and dance in subtle harmony, forming patterns that ripple across the rings and sparkle across moon surfaces. In this quiet light, we begin to sense that illumination itself can exist without fire. A soft radiance born of reflection, geometry, and motion. Imagine floating just above Enceladus, one of Saturn's smaller moons. Its icy surface is broken by fissures and ridges, and from its south pole, plumes of vapor erupt, rising into space and scattering ice particles across the darkness. Sunlight glints off these tiny crystals, creating a halo that seems almost magical against the void. Each particle moves independently yet contributes to a collective glow, forming a luminous veil that drifts slowly around the moon. The effect is ethereal, reminding us that light and matter can combine in quiet, improbable beauty, turning emptiness into a spectacle of motion and shimmer. The rings, vast and intricate, are a testament to this same luminous poetry. Millions of icy fragments ranging in size from micrometers to meters orbit Saturn in silent choreography. They catch light from distant suns, refracting and reflecting it in soft bands of brightness. The inner rings appear more solid, denser, while outer rings are sparse and translucent, yet all are united by the subtle play of gravity and motion. The ice glows faintly, not with the heat of fusion, but with reflected sunlight, a luminous testament to the universe's capacity to create wonder from the simplest materials. This glow is more than aesthetic. It reveals the nature of the ice itself, its purity and structure. Regions of the rings appear brighter where ice is cleaner, and darker where dust and meteoroid impacts have darkened the fragments. Variations in reflection tell the story of collisions, erosion, and renewal, creating a dynamic canvas that is constantly evolving. Even on moons like Rhea and Dione, craters and fractures capture light in unique ways, highlighting ridges, valleys, and mountains. The illumination is subtle, almost meditative, offering a quiet rhythm to the observer's gaze, a gentle narrative written in frozen water. Consider the paradox of glowing in darkness. These icy surfaces are illuminated not by heat or flame, but by reflection and chance. Tiny particles catch the sun's photons and scatter them into space, creating brightness in the midst of near total emptiness. The effect is soft, contemplative, almost magical, turning ordinary ice into a medium of cosmic storytelling. It is as if the universe itself has whispered that even the coldest, darkest corners can hold brilliance, that light can persist in unlikely places, and that beauty often emerges in the balance between fragility and persistence. Even the faintest interactions between particles add to the luminous spectacle. Collisions, while gentle, create tiny shifts in position, changing the angles of reflection and scattering light across the rings. Gravitational resonances and subtle perturbations from moons create ripples and waves in the rings, patterns of shadow and brightness that evolve over centuries. Observing these variations is like watching an eternal dance of illumination, a soft interplay between order and randomness, light and shadow, structure and chaos. The result is a meditative display, a glowing hymn in the silent void. The icy moons, too, are sculpted by gravity and motion, and their surfaces glow as a result. Titan, although enveloped in a thick golden haze, still reflects some sunlight, casting a dim, diffuse glow across its own surface and nearby satellites. Even Hyperion, irregular and tumbling unpredictably, flashes occasional brilliance as its chaotic rotation catches sunlight at varying angles. These variations in glow remind us that even in apparent randomness, there is poetry, that motion, reflection, and alignment can create transient, luminous beauty that invites quiet contemplation. Beyond the aesthetic, this glow has a practical story to tell. Ice reflects solar radiation efficiently, helping to maintain the thermal balance of moons and rings. It shields particles from excessive heating, allowing them to persist for eons, maintaining the structure of the rings and the surfaces of moons. The glow is therefore both art and function, beauty intertwined with physics, elegance born from necessity. Each shimmering particle is a witness to time, a fragment of history preserved in motion and light, illuminating both space and our understanding of planetary dynamics. The interplay of darkness and luminous ice also evokes a philosophical reflection. Even in the emptiest, coldest regions, Saturn's system demonstrates that light can exist, subtle and quiet, without dominance or aggression. Glowing ice reminds us that presence is possible without assertion, that brilliance can emerge in fragile, improbable forms. In these frozen surfaces, the universe seems to whisper a gentle lesson, even in seeming void. Patterns of harmony, resilience, and reflection can emerge, persistent and serene. Floating among the icy glow, one perceives the unity of the system. Rings and moons are distinct yet interconnected, each reflecting light in a way that complements the others. Every particle, every surface, every plume of vapor contributes to a shared luminance, a soft chorus of reflected photons that binds the system into coherent beauty. The glow is neither uniform nor static. It shifts, evolves, and dances, inviting observers to slow their minds, to absorb the subtle interplay of physics, motion, and light. Saturn's ice teaches patience, precision, and quiet wonder. The reflective surfaces, luminous against the void, reveal the interplay of forces that sustain them: gravity, orbital resonance, motion, and composition. They show that beauty does not require permanence, that brilliance can arise from delicate arrangements, and that even the smallest fragments can participate in a vast, orchestrated spectacle. In the frozen glow of rings and moons, one senses the harmony of chance and law, fragility and endurance, light and emptiness, and so, as we drift past icy rings and shimmering moons, illuminated faintly against the darkness, we are reminded that the universe favors subtlety as much as grandeur. Ice can glow, fragments can reflect, and even in near-total absence of warmth, there is brilliance, precision, and quiet poetry. Saturn's luminous ice is a meditation in light and stillness, a reminder that the most improbable beauty often emerges in the coldest, darkest corners of existence, glowing softly against the void. Long before humans turned their gaze skyward, Saturn was already in motion, a colossal presence quietly asserting itself in the early solar system. The planet's origins are a story whispered across billions of years, told not in words but in ice, gas, and gravitational harmonies. In the swirling protoplanetary disk around the infant sun, particles collided and coalesced, forming small cores that would grow into giants. Among these early formations, Saturn emerged as a subtle anomaly. Positioned far from the sun, where the gas was thin and collisions rare, it accumulated mass with quiet persistence, sculpting its identity in a place where intuition might have predicted emptiness. Visualize the birth of Saturn, a hazy, turbulent cloud of hydrogen and helium interspersed with icy fragments and dust, slowly collapsing under its own gravity. Small clumps merged, spinning gently, gathering material from the surrounding nebula. Over millennia, this growing mass began to dominate its local region, attracting more gas and ice. Its rings did not yet exist, its moons had not yet formed, but the seed of an improbable giant was taking shape. A fragile structure that would eventually defy expectations of density, rotation, and stability. Even in these early moments, the forces shaping Saturn were subtle yet relentless, guiding matter into patterns that would persist for billions of years. Saturn's position within the solar system adds a layer of mystery. Formed far from the Sun, it occupies a region where the disk was sparse and temperatures frigid. Most models of planetary formation suggest that gas giants should form closer to the warmth of the proto-Sun, yet Saturn defied these rules. Its very existence whispers of chance, of improbable interactions, and of forces operating beyond immediate human understanding. Perhaps gravitational nudges from Jupiter or distant encounters with other proto-planets helped sculpt its orbit, guiding it into a stable path where it could persist and grow. Saturn's history is a quiet testament to the delicate interplay of forces that allowed a massive, fragile planet to emerge against the odds. The chemical composition of Saturn's early atmosphere reflects its whispered origin. Hydrogen and helium dominate, with trace elements and compounds contributing subtle complexity. Ammonia, methane, and water ice became building blocks for clouds, storms, and eventual moons. These gases were drawn from the surrounding nebula trapped by the planet's growing gravity. Tiny variations in density and temperature set the stage for intricate weather systems, layered clouds, and the chemical interactions that would eventually make Saturn both massive and delicate. Its origin is not a single event but a continuum, a slow negotiation between mass, motion, and environment, whispered across aeons in the language of physics. Even the formation of moons and rings is tied to Saturn's early history. As the planet accumulated mass, surrounding debris began to coalesce into small satellites. Collisions and tidal forces shaped these bodies, while gas drag and resonance sculpted their orbits into precise patterns. Rings may have emerged from the remnants of disrupted moons, icy fragments scattered across gravitational pathways, or from leftover disk material that never accreted. Each of these features carries the signature of Saturn's improbable birth, a record of a planet that assembled itself in a place where survival was never guaranteed. The philosophy of whispered origins extends beyond physical formation. In contemplating Saturn's beginning, we glimpse the universe's quiet generosity toward improbable structures. Chance encounters, subtle nudges, and patient accumulation created a giant that shouldn't exist yet does. Its formation invites reflection on persistence amidst uncertainty, on structure emerging from turbulence, and on the invisible laws that orchestrate cosmic order. Saturn is not merely a planet. It is a narrative in motion, a living record of processes that operate on scales both vast and imperceptible. Imagine watching the planet as it grew, over millions of years, surrounded by a sparse disk of icy particles and dust. Clumps collided softly, merging and bouncing while nascent satellites began their slow, precarious orbits. Some fragments were ejected, scattered into the void, while others persisted, captured by Saturn's gravity. The process was slow, deliberate, and fragile, an intricate choreography where each interaction mattered. Over time, the planet's mass reached a critical threshold, enabling it to draw in gas more efficiently and shape the orbits of surrounding material with increasing authority. Yet even then, its existence remained improbable, a delicate structure thriving in an environment where disorder could have easily prevailed. The whispered origins of Saturn are also reflected in its current anomalies. Its low density, rapid rotation, and majestic rings. These features are echoes of formation processes frozen in the present as a memory of the past. The planet's shape, atmospheric dynamics, and satellite system all bear subtle signatures of the nebular forces that assembled it. Each stripe of cloud, each orbiting moon, and each icy particle in the rings is a testament to the quiet, patient forces that built Saturn from diffuse gas and dust. The more we study these features, the more we uncover about the improbability and subtlety of its formation, revealing that beauty often emerges where fragility and precision converge. In the vast darkness surrounding Saturn, these whispered origins are a meditation in patience, persistence, and improbability. They remind us that even the largest, most imposing structures can emerge quietly through subtle forces and delicate interactions without fanfare or drama. Saturn is both a monument and a message. The universe allows improbable wonders to exist when time, chance, and law converge with precision. Its existence, quietly drifting through the outer solar system, is a lullaby of formation, a story told in ice, gas, and motion, inviting contemplation of forces that operate beyond human perception. And so, as we trace the history of Saturn back to its earliest moments, we perceive not only a planet but a narrative, a whisper of creation that continues to echo across space and time. The giant drifts, its rings yet to form, its moons still gathering, yet the seeds of improbable beauty are already sown. The story of Saturn's origins is a meditation on patience, resilience, and subtlety, a reminder that even in chaos, delicate order can emerge, glowing faintly against the darkness, waiting for billions of years to unfold into the spectacular world we see today. Saturn's grandeur is tempered by the echoes of violence. Beneath the serene appearance of rings and moons lies a history shaped by countless impacts, celestial encounters, and subtle collisions that whisper of the solar system's turbulent youth. Meteorites, comets, and wandering fragments of primordial debris have shaped the planet's features for billions of years, leaving faint signatures in ice, rock, and orbit. Each scar, crater, and displaced fragment is a ghost of events long past, a quiet testimony to the impermanence and resilience of matter in the face of cosmic chance. Picture a moon like Mimas, its surface pockmarked with craters of every size. One enormous scar dominates its icy facade, a reminder of an ancient collision that nearly fractured the moon entirely. That impact reshaped the satellite, redistributing ice and rock, creating fractures and ripples that would influence tidal interactions with Saturn for millennia. Each collision leaves behind more than debris. It leaves a story. The moons, the rings, and even the planet's subtle gravitational anomalies are archives of these violent whispers, preserved in motion and material. Observing them is like reading a quiet history, written in the language of impact, persistence, and survival. The rings themselves are perhaps the most visible record of collisions past. Vast, delicate, and luminous, they are composed of countless ice particles, ranging from micrometers to meters in size. Many of these fragments are remnants of moons or comets that were shattered long ago. Collisions continue to redistribute material, creating gaps, waves, and resonances that ripple across the rings like echoes frozen in motion. In their shimmering glow, we see both fragility and endurance, particles that have survived eons of impacts, rearranged countless times, yet continue to move in graceful patterns dictated by gravity and chance. Even the smaller, irregular moons bear witness to these silent histories. Hyperion tumbles unpredictably, its chaotic rotation a consequence of collisions and gravitational interactions. Iapetus, with its stark dichotomy of light and dark, hints at ancient impacts and material accretion that shaped its unusual appearance. Saturn's satellite system is a museum of collisions, each body a relic of forces that operated on scales beyond human comprehension. A delicate interplay of destruction and preservation that continues quietly to this day. Consider the philosophical weight of these collisions. They are reminders that the universe is not static, that creation is inseparable from disruption, and that beauty often emerges from violence tempered by time. Saturn's rings shimmering against the void exist not in spite of collisions but because of them. Each impact distributes material, refreshing the system, creating new interactions, and maintaining a fragile balance. Even chaos, when guided by law, becomes a medium for order, and each scar becomes part of a larger, luminous tapestry. Some impacts were catastrophic, shattering moons into countless fragments. Others were subtle, nudging particles into slightly altered orbits, creating waves and gaps that persist for centuries. These interactions are ongoing, a quiet rhythm of rearrangement that gives Saturn's system a dynamic yet enduring structure. Meteoroid impacts, though small individually, accumulate over time, reshaping surfaces, creating temporary dust clouds and redistributing energy. The process is slow and gentle on the grand scale, yet it is an essential component of the planet's evolving story, a testament to the persistence of structure amidst disruption. Even Saturn itself bears scars, though they are less visible to the naked eye. Gravitational interactions with passing bodies, resonances with moons, and subtle tidal forces have left imprints on its shape, rotation, and internal flows. Its gaseous layers ripple with currents influenced by past interactions, while magnetic fields subtly respond to charged particles delivered by meteoroid impacts. Every collision, no matter how distant or minute, leaves an imprint that resonates across space and time, creating a network of cause and effect that sustains the planet's improbable existence. The luminous rings, in particular, tell a story of survival and adaptation. Particles born from shattered moons or comets are caught in gravitational resonance, shepherded by tiny moons and rearranged into mesmerizing arcs, gaps, and density waves. Collisions among ring particles are frequent, yet these minor impacts rarely destroy the system. Instead, they redistribute energy and maintain motion, sustaining the fragile equilibrium that allows the rings to persist for millions of years. Here, one observes the delicate dialogue between violence and balance, destruction and beauty, chance and inevitability. Even as we study these collisions, we sense the silence of the void in which they occur. There is no hurry, no dramatic flair, only the slow unfolding of interactions that shape worlds. The ghosts of collisions past are quiet teachers, showing that even apparent randomness can produce patterns of harmony, that even disruption can give rise to beauty, and that the survival of structure in a chaotic environment is itself a miracle. Saturn drifts on, luminous and serene, yet shaped irrevocably by the events it has endured, a monument to resilience and improbability. The poetic aspect of these collisions is in their subtlety. They are not dramatic explosions visible across space, but gentle, persistent forces that sculpt matter over eons. Craters fade, fragments are captured, and particles realign. Yet the memory of impact persists in motion, arrangement, and composition. Observing Saturn, one perceives that the universe creates history not only in grand gestures, but in quiet, cumulative effects that slowly, patiently, and beautifully shape the present. In contemplating the ghosts of collisions past, one realizes that Saturn's beauty is inseparable from its history of disruption. Its glowing rings, its fractured moons, its subtle gravitational harmonies, all are products of impact, chance, and survival. In every icy fragment, in every crater and ripple, there is a record of improbable endurance, a testament to the quiet artistry of natural law. Saturn teaches that even in the aftermath of chaos, structure, rhythm, and luminous beauty can persist. A meditation on impermanence, resilience, and the poetic balance of the cosmos. And so, as we drift among Saturn's rings and moons, illuminated faintly against the darkness, we feel the presence of past collisions, not as violence, but as whispers, shaping the planet and its system into the improbable, luminous world we observe today. The ghosts of collisions past are everywhere, subtle and enduring, a meditation on time, persistence, and the fragile beauty of celestial survival. Saturn drifts through the void, a silent giant wrapped in invisible threads. Beyond its glowing rings and orbiting moons lies another, less visible marvel. A magnetic field that hums quietly across space, subtle yet immense, shaping its environment in ways unseen. Unlike the storms and ice that delight the eye, Saturn's magnetism is a secret force, acting silently, influencing charged particles, guiding plasma streams and protecting moons from the harsh solar wind. It is both guardian and sculptor, a quiet architect of motion and energy that binds the planet's system in invisible harmony. Imagine approaching Saturn from above the northern pole, where the magnetic field lines arc gracefully into space. They stretch outward for millions of kilometers, forming a protective bubble known as the magnetosphere. Within this invisible cocoon, charged particles are trapped, spiraling along field lines in gentle, ordered motion. Streams of energetic electrons and ions flow along these lines, interacting with moons, rings, and dust, creating subtle currents that ripple through the system. Here, the unseen is more powerful than the seen. The hum of magnetism shapes behavior, guides motion, and maintains equilibrium where gravity alone cannot suffice. Saturn's magnetic field originates deep within, in a layer of metallic hydrogen, compressed under immense pressure. Here, hydrogen behaves like a conductive fluid, flowing in currents driven by rotation. These movements generate the magnetic field through a dynamo effect, a process both elegant and mysterious. The result is a force that extends far beyond the visible planet, invisible yet tangible in its effects, touching moons, rings, and the surrounding space with its gentle, persistent influence. The magnetic field is a whisper of energy, a secret force that connects the visible and the invisible, the material and the immaterial, even the rings. Delicate and luminous respond to these magnetic currents. Charged particles embedded in the icy fragments are subtly guided by electromagnetic forces, creating patterns, waves, and variations in motion that complement the gravitational architecture. The tiny moons orbiting within and near the rings are similarly affected, their motions influenced by a combination of gravity, collisions, and electromagnetic interactions. The rings are not merely a static display of ice and rock. They are a living system, shaped and maintained by the quiet interplay of multiple forces, with magnetism as one of the most profound, yet hidden. The moons, too, feel the subtle caress of this force. Titan, with its dense atmosphere, interacts with the field in ways that create plasma wakes and subtle currents. Enceladus, with its icy geysers, injects material into the magnetosphere, producing faint auroral glows and contributing to Saturn's invisible architecture. The interplay between moons and magnetism is a slow dance, precise yet flexible, demonstrating that forces invisible to the eye can sculpt the observable universe with patience and grace. Every orbit, every particle, every plume of gas participates in a cosmic dialogue conducted in silence. Saturn's magnetosphere is also a protective shield. It deflects the harsh solar wind, preserving the integrity of its rings and the delicate surfaces of its moons. This quiet defense allows life-enabling conditions to persist, especially in subsurface oceans, as on Enceladus, where tidal heating and protected environments combine to maintain liquid water. The magnetic field is therefore both subtle and profound, safeguarding structures that might otherwise erode, and orchestrating a balance between chaos and order across vast distances. Consider the poetic dimension of this silent influence. Saturn is not only a giant of ice and gas, but also a master of unseen energy. The magnetic field whispers of connections that cannot be seen, reminding us that the universe operates on layers beyond perception. Forces invisible to our eyes can shape matter, influence motion, and preserve delicate structures for eons. In this silent orchestration, Saturn teaches patience, subtlety, and the quiet power of enduring hidden influence. The planet's beauty is not limited to what glows or spins. It resides equally in the invisible currents that sustain it, guiding the system with imperceptible precision. Magnetism also interacts with the luminous auroras at Saturn's poles. These glowing curtains of light are born when charged particles spiral along field lines, colliding with atoms in the upper atmosphere. The resulting displays are gentle and mesmerizing, pulsing with soft color, reminding us that invisible forces can create visible wonder. Aurorae trace the magnetic field's lines, a visual echo of silent energy, and serve as a bridge between the hidden and the seen, transforming science into quiet poetry. Even subtle fluctuations in the field reveal the planet's inner rhythms. Magnetic storms, shifts in intensity, and interactions with solar wind particles create patterns that ripple outward, influencing the behavior of charged particles in distant space. The magnetosphere is not static. It is alive, responsive, and dynamic, a silent testament to the energy coursing within and around Saturn. Observing these effects inspires contemplation, showing that the invisible forces of nature can produce rhythm, harmony, and enduring structure, even in realms far from human perception. In reflecting on Saturn's magnetic secrets, one realizes the universe is not solely defined by what can be seen. Ice, rings, and moons capture attention, but it is the invisible, subtle energies that often determine persistence and order. Saturn's magnetic field is a guardian of improbability, a silent architect of harmony, a conductor guiding motion and energy without ever revealing its full shape. In this quiet, hidden influence, we find a meditation on patience, resilience, and subtle beauty. The planet drifts luminous and serene, yet shaped profoundly by a force that exists only in interaction, in motion, in the unseen, and so, Saturn continues its slow orbit, massive yet delicate, wrapped in an invisible web of magnetic energy. Its rings shimmer, moons glide, and particles follow gentle, unseen currents, all maintained by a force that is silent, persistent, and enduring. Magnetic secrets in silence reveal the poetry of imperceptible forces, the quiet artistry of energy-shaping worlds, and the profound truth that much of the universe's beauty is hidden, waiting to be perceived by those patient enough to notice. Saturn is serene from afar, its glowing rings and orbiting moons casting a quiet beauty across the void. Yet beneath this calm exterior lies a restless, invisible rhythm. The planet's atmosphere is alive with motion, a ceaseless interplay of wind, temperature, and pressure that creates storms unlike any found on Earth. These tempests do not rage destructively. They move with slow, deliberate grace, persistent over decades, even centuries. Saturn's storms are a meditation in motion, quiet yet relentless, elegant yet formidable, shaping the planet in silence while the universe drifts undisturbed around it. Imagine hovering above the equator, observing the striped bands of clouds circling with mesmerizing speed. Each band has its own character. Some drift lazily, tinted pale yellow or creamy white. Others surge in velocity, racing across the planet's circumference. These winds, often exceeding 1,000 kilometers per hour, sculpt waves, eddies, and vortices that interact in subtle, complex ways. Storms emerge, swirl, and dissolve, leaving trails of turbulence like brushstrokes on an endless canvas. There is no hurry, no noise, only the persistent, rhythmic motion of a planetary atmosphere sculpted by rotation and chemistry. One of the most mesmerizing features is the persistent hexagonal storm at Saturn's North Pole. A geometric marvel, this six-sided pattern stretches tens of thousands of kilometers across, its edges rotating with precision and stability that defy simple explanation. Unlike any storm on Earth, it is a blend of order and chaos, a pattern formed naturally by the planet's rotation and atmospheric dynamics. The hexagon moves slowly, enduring through decades of observation, a testament to the hidden harmonies that govern planetary weather. It is both a scientific curiosity and a visual poem, an illustration of nature's ability to create stability from turbulence. Beneath these patterns, cyclones and anticyclones appear as quiet spirals, sometimes merging, sometimes dissipating, each playing its part in the atmospheric ballet. They interact not just with one another, but with the planet's rapid rotation, the differential motion of cloud bands, and the invisible currents beneath the visible clouds. The result is a self-organizing system of motion that persists without human intervention, a choreography of forces that maintains equilibrium while constantly reshaping itself. Here, we witness the planet's vitality expressed in fluid dynamics where energy flows seamlessly, patiently, and without pause. Even the smallest storms have significance. Localized turbulence redistributes heat, drives chemical reactions, and sculpts cloud formations. Ammonia, methane, and water vapor rise and fall, forming layers of clouds that interact with sunlight and shadow, producing subtle gradients and highlights. The storms are not violent in the human sense. They are deliberate, rhythmic, and enduring, a slow dance of energy that shapes the planet's visual and physical character. Observing these patterns, one senses the quiet persistence of natural forces capable of maintaining beauty and motion over vast timescales. The atmosphere itself is a reflection of the planet's interior. Deep beneath the visible clouds, heat generated by gravitational contraction and internal processes rises slowly, feeding the storms and contributing to their endurance. This energy is ancient, stored over eons and released in patterns that are both predictable and unpredictable, creating a dynamic equilibrium. Storms on Saturn are therefore not mere accidents. They are expressions of the planet's internal life, a visible manifestation of energy traveling outward, interacting with the delicate balance of wind, chemistry, and rotation. Consider the philosophical resonance of storms that never sleep. They remind us that persistence does not require chaos or aggression. Quiet, continuous motion can produce enduring beauty. Saturn's tempests are a lesson in patience and balance, showing that energy can be transformative without destruction, and that patterns can emerge in complex systems without a single orchestrator. There is poetry in their existence, a meditation on forces that operate far beyond human perception, yet shape reality in subtle, enduring ways, even beyond the equator, near the poles. Storms interact with the planet's magnetic field and ring shadows, creating soft variations in illumination and subtle thermal currents. These interactions are imperceptible without observation, yet they influence motion, particle behavior, and energy flow, linking the planet's atmospheric dynamics to its broader environment. Storms are therefore part of a network of forces that extend far beyond the clouds, connecting internal heat, planetary rotation, magnetism, and ring interactions in a silent, continuous symphony. The largest observed storms can stretch thousands of kilometers, their cores swirling with immense pressure and velocity, sometimes persisting for years. The Great White Spots, periodic massive storm events, erupt intermittently, reminding us that Saturn's quiet beauty is punctuated by bursts of dramatic energy. Yet even these eruptions are orderly in their chaos, contained by the planet's rotation and atmospheric structure, eventually fading and giving way to the familiar rhythmic patterns of stripes and hexagons. The storms are relentless yet controlled, persistent yet fleeting, a meditation in both power and restraint. In observing Saturn's storms, one senses the underlying harmony that allows them to persist. Energy is never wasted, motion is never random. Every wind, every swirl, every hexagonal edge contributes to equilibrium. The planet's atmosphere is alive yet serene, a model of persistent motion that embodies both beauty and law. The storms do not dominate. They participate in a continuous conversation with gravity, rotation, and chemistry, each interaction shaping the world in subtle, deliberate ways. Saturn's ceaseless storms offer a profound reflection on life and the universe. They remind us that persistence can be silent, that motion can be graceful, and that beauty can emerge from continuous, patient interaction of forces. The planet's atmosphere is a meditation in energy, a rhythmic and enduring display of nature's ability to sculpt complexity from simplicity, order from turbulence, and poetry from motion. And so, Saturn continues to drift, its storms spinning, its winds whispering, and its hexagonal marvel silently persisting. The planet's ceaseless motion is a quiet reminder that even in darkness and distance, patterns endure, energy flows, and beauty persists in forms both subtle and magnificent. Far beyond the warmth of the sun, in the silent reaches of the solar system, Saturn drifts like a monument to both survival and absence. Its glowing rings and orbiting moons whisper of processes that shaped it. Yet they also hint at what might have been. Planets that never formed. Bodies that vanished, leaving only their echoes in gravitational tugs, scattered debris and subtle imbalances. In contemplating Saturn, we find traces of a history that includes not only creation, but also loss, a reminder that the solar system is both a place of abundance and fragility. Imagine the early solar system, a chaotic disk of gas, dust, and countless protoplanetary fragments. Within this swirling expanse, not all material coalesced into stable planets. Some collided violently and shattered, others were ejected into the depths of space, and a few lingered, too small to dominate, but too massive to disappear entirely. These lost or failed planets left behind patterns in the gravitational tapestry, influencing the formation and motion of their surviving neighbors. Saturn, massive yet delicate, absorbed and adapted to these echoes, its orbit, rings and moons subtly shaped by the ghosts of vanished worlds. The concept of lost planets is as subtle as it is profound. Their absence is felt rather than seen, traced in minor irregularities in orbits, resonances among moons, and gaps in the debris disk. In the shadow of these vanished worlds, Saturn emerged as both beneficiary and witness, a survivor shaped by forces that removed competition and sculpted its delicate architecture. Even the smallest particles in the rings may carry memory of such losses. Ice and rock displaced by ancient collisions, fragments left drifting in the wake of planets that once occupied these spaces. Saturn's moons, too, bear testimony to these echoes. Some moons may be remnants of larger bodies, broken apart in collisions with wandering protoplanets, while others were shepherded into precise orbits by gravitational interactions with vanished neighbors. Titan's dense atmosphere, Enceladus's icy geysers, and the irregular orbits of smaller moons all hint at subtle forces once exerted by bodies now gone. Every motion, every orbit, every resonance is a quiet narrative of survival, persistence, and adaptation, a testimony to the interplay of presence and absence that defines Saturn's cosmic environment. Even the rings reflect the memory of lost planets. Vast yet delicate, they contain fragments that may have originated from moons shattered by past collisions or gravitational disruptions. The gaps, waves, and density variations in the rings are evidence of an intricate history where vanished bodies influenced trajectories, nudged fragments into alignment, and created patterns that endure. Saturn's rings are not only spectacularly luminous, they are records of absence, a testament to the silent influence of planets that no longer exist, yet continue to shape the system. Philosophically, these echoes of lost worlds invite contemplation of impermanence. Saturn reminds us that survival is fragile, that presence is provisional, and that even what seems permanent may be contingent upon forces beyond comprehension. The planet's existence, delicately balanced and improbably sustained, is enhanced by the absence of what could have been. The echoes of lost planets teach us that the universe preserves memory not only in matter that remains, but also in the void left by what has vanished. A quiet and poetic narrative of existence and disappearance intertwined. Consider the vast timescales over which these losses occurred. Billions of years allowed collisions, ejections, and disruptions to sculpt the solar system subtly. While humans perceive these events as dramatic in theory, their true unfolding is slow and silent. The vanished planets left no clamor, only faint gravitational signatures and scattered debris that shaped the survivors. Saturn absorbed these influences patiently, adapting to the voids, maintaining its orbit, and developing rings and moons that reflect both endurance and fragility. Even today, the whispers of these lost worlds are detectable. Subtle anomalies in orbital paths, unexplained gaps in the ring system, and minor resonances among moons suggest forces once exerted by bodies now gone. Studying these signs allows astronomers to reconstruct ancient events, revealing a solar system more dynamic, delicate, and precarious than surface observations alone would suggest. Saturn, luminous and serene, is a silent archive of these vanished neighbors, a keeper of echoes that continue to influence its motion and structure. The beauty of Saturn is amplified by the presence of these absences. Its survival amidst vanished or failed planets highlights resilience, adaptation, and improbable endurance. The planet's atmosphere, magnetic field, rings, and moons are all shaped by a combination of presence and absence, creation and destruction, persistence and loss. Every feature is a meditation on balance, a reminder that what exists is inseparable from what does not, and that beauty is often found in systems delicately tuned by both history and void. In contemplating Saturn as a witness to these lost worlds, one perceives a quiet poetry in absence. The planet's rings shimmer, its moons orbit with precision, and the hexagonal storm endures, all products of survival shaped by unseen and forgotten forces. The ghosts of vanished planets linger in motion, in alignment, and in structure, a silent chorus that speaks of history, chance, and endurance. Their memory is etched not in matter alone, but in the orchestration of motion, gravity, and time, a narrative written in absence as eloquently as in presence, and so Saturn continues to drift in the outer solar system, luminous against the darkness, shaped by both what remains and what has vanished. Its rings glow, moons glide, storms persist, and magnetic currents hum, all influenced by echoes of planets that once existed, now gone. In observing Saturn, we sense the poetry of absence, the quiet influence of lost worlds and the fragile, improbable harmony that allows the giant to persist, a monument to survival amid echoes of cosmic disappearance. Saturn drifts through the void, a colossal, luminous presence, and yet it is more than a planet. It is a recorder, a silent archivist of the solar system's history. Each ring, each moon, and every subtle wrinkle in its gaseous surface preserves memory, holding in its structure the passage of time on a scale that dwarfs human comprehension. Observing Saturn is like reading an ancient manuscript written not with ink, but with ice, rock, gas, and gravity, where every orbit, impact, and ripple captures a moment that has long passed. Preserved in delicate balance, imagine peering into the rings, a halo of countless ice particles and dust orbiting in perfect synchrony. They are arranged in a manner that is both fragile and precise, sculpted over billions of years by subtle interactions with moons, resonances, and the distant pull of the sun. Each ring segment is a frozen timestamp, a record of collisions, tidal forces, and gravitational nudges that have accumulated over epochs. The composition varies slightly, reflecting the age, origin, and history of the material, and offering a glimpse into events that predate the formation of life on Earth. In this sense, Saturn is a mirror not only of its own existence, but of the solar system itself, reflecting history in its serene, glowing rings. The moons orbiting Saturn are no less storied. Titan, with its thick, nitrogen-rich atmosphere, holds clues to chemical processes that may echo primordial conditions. Enceladus hides a subsurface ocean beneath an icy crust, its geysers sending material into the surrounding space, a record of thermal and tidal energy preserved in motion. Even the smaller, irregular moons, tumbling unpredictably, carry the marks of ancient collisions and migrations, their orbits and compositions recording the gravitational influences of Saturn and its vanished neighbors. The moons serve as time capsules, preserving both the chaos and the elegance of the solar system's evolution. Consider the philosophical resonance of Saturn as a mirror of time. Unlike human records, which are ephemeral and susceptible to decay, Saturn archives events through motion, composition, and structure. The planet does not forget. Collisions, the formation and destruction of moons, the shifting patterns of rings, and even the slow redistribution of particles all contribute to a living chronicle of planetary history. Time is encoded not in words or images, but in patterns, resonances, and persistence, an elegant record accessible to those patient enough to read it. In observing Saturn, we confront the idea that the universe itself keeps memory, that history is preserved in motion and matter, and that what endures is a testament to balance and resilience. The rings are particularly eloquent in this regard. Subtle gaps, density waves, and variations in particle size all narrate ancient interactions. Some gaps are shaped by the gravitational influence of moons, which shepherd and maintain the structure, while others bear the scars of vanished bodies, echoes of events long past. Each ripple in the ring system is like a sentence in a cosmic diary, conveying information about forces, impacts, and motions that shaped the present. To gaze upon these rings is to witness history in motion, to perceive the patient hand of natural law orchestrating chaos into harmony. Even Saturn's atmosphere preserves temporal memory. The planet's cloud bands, storm systems, and hexagonal polar vortex encode information about internal heat flow, rotation, and past interactions with solar radiation and gravitational tides. Storms that endure for decades reflect the stability of atmospheric processes, while shifting cloud patterns indicate dynamic energy transport and subtle feedback over time. Every swirl, stripe, and vortex is a reflection of temporal progression, a visual echo of the past expressed through the language of fluid dynamics. Observing the atmosphere is like listening to a slow, ongoing symphony, each note resonating with the energy of ancient events. Saturn's magnetic field, too, can be read as a chronicle of the planet's inner workings. Generated deep within, it records the persistent motion of conductive layers, the influence of tidal forces from orbiting moons, and the interaction of solar wind over millennia. Magnetic fluctuations and auroral displays preserve subtle evidence of energetic events, particle interactions, and cosmic influences that the human eye cannot perceive directly. In this hidden archive, time is preserved in invisible currents, a reminder that history is not only recorded where we can see it, but also in forces that flow silently through space. The philosophical aspect of Saturn as a mirror of time invites reflection on human experience. Just as the planet encodes history in rings, moons, and currents, we encode our own histories in memory, culture, and subtle traces left on our environment. Saturn's persistence is a meditation on endurance, patience, and the quiet accumulation of change. The planet has witnessed formation, destruction, and evolution on scales unimaginable, yet it persists luminous and composed, revealing that continuity emerges from a careful balance of motion. Energy and time, even subtle interactions carry significance. Tiny particles collide gently in the rings, adjusting positions, preserving resonance patterns, and maintaining the overall harmony of the system. Moonlets shepherd debris, preventing chaos, while gravitational resonances amplify or dampen motion, ensuring longevity. Saturn's current form is therefore a result of billions of years of intricate, patient processes, a meditation in physics and time, and a reminder that the universe is both fragile and enduring. In reflecting on Saturn as a mirror of time, one sees not merely a planet, but a storyteller. Its rings shimmer like liquid memory, its moons orbit like punctuation in an ongoing narrative, and its atmosphere flows in patterns that echo epochs. Even in silence, the planet speaks. Of formation and disruption, endurance and loss, fragility and improbability. Saturn is a living archive, a luminous testament to the passage of eons, and a meditation on the quiet persistence of structure in a universe governed by both chaos and law. And so, as we observe the giant drifting gracefully through the outer solar system, we perceive time itself reflected in its rings, moons, and storms. Saturn whispers of the history it has witnessed, a mirror of cosmic events both violent and serene, and a reminder that beauty is inseparable from the memory of what has come before. In its glowing presence, we glimpse the patience, resilience, and elegance of the universe. A quiet, enduring chronicle written in ice, gas, and motion. Saturn drifts gracefully through the vast emptiness of space, a luminous giant suspended in darkness, yet its very existence teeters on a delicate edge. Beneath the serene bands of clouds and the sparkling rings lies a fragile balance of forces, a cosmic choreography that is anything but guaranteed. Gravity, rotation, electromagnetic forces, and tidal interactions all intertwine to maintain the planet's shape, its moons, and its iconic rings. Each component is poised precisely. The slightest shift in one element could ripple across the system, altering patterns and potentially unraveling the harmony that has persisted for billions of years. Consider the rings, vast and luminous, composed of countless ice particles and rocks orbiting in near-perfect synchrony. Their formation is a miracle of timing, mass, and motion. A tiny moonlet nudges a fragment here, a resonance with a larger moon influences motion there, and particles collide gently, redistributing energy without disrupting the overall system. The rings are stable yet ephemeral, enduring yet dependent on a precise balance of forces. They could not exist without the moons that shepherd them, nor without Saturn's gravity, rotation, and internal structure. Each particle participates in a complex equilibrium, reminding us that beauty is often inseparable from fragility. Even the moons are part of this precarious harmony. Titan, with its dense atmosphere, glides in orbit maintained by gravitational interactions with Saturn and neighboring satellites. Enceladus, active with icy geysers, experiences tidal heating that sustains a subsurface ocean while preserving its orbit. Smaller, irregular moons dance in delicate patterns dictated by both gravity and chance, some on paths that might eventually destabilize over millions of years. The planetary system as a whole is a web of interdependent motions, each thread essential to sustaining overall stability. The planet itself teeters on the edge of physical limits. Saturn's low density allows it to float in water, a fact both astonishing and precarious. Its gaseous composition makes it susceptible to internal flows and atmospheric instabilities. The rapid rotation that sculpts its flattened poles and equatorial bulge also contributes to the delicate equilibrium. With the rotation slightly faster or slower, or the mass distribution subtly altered, the planet's shape, ring system, and even moon orbits could experience profound shifts. Stability is not a given. It is an ongoing negotiation of forces, a patient balance maintained across eons. Storms, too, play a role in this fragile equilibrium. Saturn's ceaseless winds and persistent hexagonal vortex at the North Pole are both expressions of stability and reminders of the underlying dynamism. Each storm redistributes energy, influencing atmospheric pressure and circulation, shaping cloud bands, and interacting with the planet's magnetic field. In this sense, chaos is not absent, but integrated, a necessary component of the system's endurance. The planet's stability is therefore dynamic, maintained not by stillness, but by the careful orchestration of motion, energy, and gravity. Even minor influences from external sources test this balance. Meteoroid impacts, variations in solar radiation, and subtle gravitational tugs from distant planets all perturb the system slightly. Over geological timescales, these influences accumulate, nudging particles, adjusting orbits, and reshaping moons. Yet Saturn persists, resilient against the slow, persistent forces that threaten to destabilize it. Its continued existence is a testament to both the improbability and elegance of cosmic order. The philosophical resonance of Saturn's limits of stability is profound. The planet reminds us that even objects that appear eternal are bound by laws that constrain and define them. Beauty, order, and persistence arise not from invulnerability, but from the careful negotiation of forces, from adaptation and resilience in the face of perturbation. Saturn's rings, moons, and atmosphere are not simply present. They exist in a state of continuous balance, a delicate dance between chaos and order, fragility and endurance. Even subtle shifts can have cascading effects. A particle nudged by a resonance may collide with another, creating a wave that propagates across the rings. A slight variation in moon orbit could amplify tidal interactions, affecting ice geysers or ring alignment. These interactions highlight the interdependence of all components, illustrating that stability is not static, but maintained through constant, intricate adjustment. Saturn's beauty is inseparable from this delicate equilibrium, a system that could falter if the intricate dance were disrupted. Saturn's magnetic field is also integral to stability, guiding charged particles, shaping auroras, and influencing ring dynamics. The field interacts with the solar wind and the planet's rotation, providing subtle forces that maintain order within the system. Without this invisible scaffold, the rings and moons might experience more erratic motion, demonstrating that stability often relies on forces that are unseen yet essential. The harmony of the planet is therefore both visible and hidden, tangible and subtle, a multi-layered equilibrium that is astonishing in its precision. In contemplating Saturn's limits of stability, one realizes that the universe thrives on balance. Even giants can be fragile, even enduring structures can wobble on the edge of chaos. Saturn teaches that persistence requires careful orchestration, that resilience emerges from the interaction of forces, and that beauty often arises from systems that are improbable yet finely tuned. Its continued orbit, luminous rings and rhythmic storms are a meditation on the delicate equilibrium that sustains worlds, reminding us that the universe is both strong and tender, powerful and precise, and so Saturn drifts onward, massive yet delicate, luminous yet precarious. Its rings shimmer in fragile harmony, its moons glide along precisely tuned paths, and its storms move with persistent rhythm. The planet's existence is a quiet miracle of balance, a reminder that stability is never absolute, but emerges from the patient orchestration of countless forces. In observing Saturn, we perceive the extraordinary equilibrium that allows a fragile giant to endure, a meditation on the edge where the cosmos maintains its improbable beauty. Saturn drifts through the outer reaches of the solar system, a luminous giant that defies expectation, a planet that should not exist as it does. Its very presence is improbable, a gas giant of low density, massive yet fragile, with glowing rings and a complex system of moons that orbit in delicate harmony. In contemplating this improbable existence, we uncover lessons about the universe, about balance, and about the nature of possibility itself. Saturn teaches that what seems impossible may endure, and that improbability is often the silent architect of wonder. Imagine observing Saturn from afar, its rings casting soft reflections into the void, its clouds drifting in languid currents, and its moons weaving intricate orbits around the giant. Every element is improbable. The rings, vast and precise, are composed of countless icy fragments, each one participating in a harmonious choreography that has persisted for eons. Moons, large and small, move in resonances that defy casual expectation, their paths shaped by forces both seen and invisible. The planet's magnetic field, storms, and rotation all cooperate to sustain this improbable system. Saturn exists not by inevitability but by delicate balance, a testament to the universe's capacity to allow the improbable to endure. The rings themselves are a lesson in improbability. Their delicate beauty is maintained through the subtle interaction of gravity, collisions, and resonance. Tiny moonlets shepherd particles, preventing chaos, while the ring's structure encodes history, past collisions, gravitational nudges, and the gradual erosion of material. Each particle is a participant in a vast, improbable ballet, and the ensemble persists despite the constant potential for disruption. The rings remind us that beauty and order are not guaranteed. They emerge through patience, subtlety, and the careful orchestration of forces. The moons offer further insight. Titan, with its dense atmosphere, mirrors Earth in subtle ways, yet exists in a realm where survival is precarious. Enceladus, with its cryovolcanic activity, preserves a subsurface ocean in the cold reaches of space. Their survival depends not only on Saturn's gravity, but also on precise orbital configurations and tidal interactions. Each moon is a reminder that even the most delicate systems can endure when supported by a network of interconnected forces, and that resilience often emerges from improbable circumstances. Even Saturn's storms contribute to the lesson. The ceaseless winds, the hexagonal vortex at the North Pole, and the rhythmic cloud bands demonstrate that energy and motion, while potentially chaotic, can maintain equilibrium over vast timescales. Stability is not the absence of motion, but its precise orchestration, a reminder that persistence is not always predictable, yet it is achievable through patient, self-correcting dynamics. Saturn's atmosphere teaches that what seems impossible, a storm system, persisting for decades or centuries, is possible when governed by subtle and balanced forces. The planet's low density and rapid rotation further illustrate the improbable. Saturn could not sustain itself if it were only slightly denser, or if its rotation was slower or faster. Its very shape, flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator, is a physical testament to the delicate interplay of mass, motion, and gravity. With these forces slightly different, the planet might not exist in its current form. In this, Saturn becomes a teacher, showing that existence itself is a negotiation, a fragile equilibrium where even minuscule differences can determine survival or collapse. Philosophically, Saturn encourages reflection on the nature of possibility. The improbable is not necessarily transient. It can endure, adapt, and flourish. The planet's existence reminds us that systems of incredible complexity can persist when forces, chance, and subtle interactions align. The universe accommodates improbability, weaving resilience and balance into structures that might appear impossible at first glance. Saturn's rings, moons, storms, and magnetic field are all manifestations of this principle, an ongoing lesson in patience, adaptation, and improbable endurance. Even the invisible forces surrounding Saturn reinforce this truth. Its magnetic field shapes particles, guides currents, and stabilizes motion in ways unseen yet essential. Tidal forces maintain moon orbits and drive geological activity. Gravitational resonances preserve harmony among countless particles. Each invisible influence contributes to the planet's survival, reminding us that the most important forces are often those we cannot see. The improbable is maintained not by force alone, but by the interplay of subtle, unseen energies. Saturn's story also teaches humility. The giant reminds us that the universe is full of surprises, that what seems impossible is often the canvas upon which beauty and complexity emerge. Its enduring existence is a meditation on chance, necessity, and the delicate balance between order and chaos. The planet invites us to reflect on our own lives and systems. Persistence may require patience, cooperation, and resilience, and beauty often arises in ways we could not have anticipated. The improbable is not a limitation, it is an invitation to wonder. In contemplating Saturn, we recognize that survival, harmony, and endurance are not guaranteed, yet they are achievable. The planet drifts through the void, massive and luminous, yet delicate in ways both visible and invisible. Its rings shimmer, moons glide, storms persist, and magnetic currents hum, all maintained by improbable balance. Saturn's lessons remind us that even against overwhelming odds, order can emerge, systems can endure, and beauty can persist. A quiet meditation on the triumph of the improbable in a vast, indifferent universe. And so, Saturn continues its slow orbit, a luminous anomaly against the darkness, a teacher of patience and improbability. The rings glimmer with precise alignment, the moons follow their intricate paths, and storms sweep across the atmosphere in ceaseless motion. The planet exists as a monument to the impossible made real, a cosmic lesson in resilience, harmony, and wonder, inviting all who observe it to reflect on the subtle forces that sustain not only worlds, but the enduring poetry of existence itself. Saturn drifts through the silent expanse of space, a luminous giant suspended in the void, serene yet impossibly intricate. Its rings shimmer like frozen whispers, casting faint light against the darkness, and its moons glide in careful orbits, each a participant in a cosmic choreography of patience and precision. In this stillness, the planet seems almost sentient, as if aware of the improbable balance that sustains its existence. Saturn is more than a planet. It is a dream, a quiet meditation written in ice, gas, and motion, enduring despite forces that might have undone it long ago. Imagine hovering near the rings, gazing at the countless ice particles orbiting in perfect synchrony. Each fragment reflects light in subtle patterns, shimmering like scattered diamonds across a black velvet sky. Tiny moonlets shepherd the particles, maintaining gaps, waves, and resonances that have persisted for billions of years. The rings themselves are ephemeral yet enduring, delicate yet precise, a luminous testament to resilience and improbability. Their slow motion, imperceptible to casual observation, is a rhythm of continuity, a quiet heartbeat that reverberates through the void. Beyond the rings, Saturn's moons glide gracefully in their carefully tuned paths. Titan drifts with a dense, nitrogen-rich atmosphere, hinting at chemical processes that echo primordial Earth. Enceladus erupts icy plumes into space, preserving subsurface oceans in a frozen desert. Smaller moons weave in intricate resonances, interacting through subtle gravitational nudges and tidal forces. Together they create a network of motion that preserves harmony and balance, each orbit a reflection of patient endurance and cosmic precision. Saturn's family of satellites is a meditation on the power of interdependence, where every participant contributes to the stability of the whole. The planet's atmosphere, too, is alive with continuous motion. Bands of clouds sweep across its vast surface, winds spiraling with speeds that dwarf earthly hurricanes. The hexagonal vortex at the North Pole rotates with enduring stability, a geometric marvel that persists for decades, a quiet emblem of order emerging from turbulence. Storms arise and dissipate, their energy flowing into the larger system, maintaining equilibrium through constant motion. In observing this, one sees that stability is not stillness, but harmony, a patient dance of forces in perpetual conversation. Even Saturn's magnetic field contributes to this dreamlike endurance. Invisible currents guide charged particles, shape subtle auroras, and interact with the rings and moons in ways that are imperceptible yet essential. These unseen forces create cohesion where chaos might otherwise prevail. Saturn's stability is therefore both visible and hidden, tangible and subtle, a complex meditation in motion and energy. The giant's continued existence is a quiet miracle of balance orchestrated by interplay of forces that span the visible and the invisible. Consider the philosophical resonance of this cosmic dream. Saturn embodies endurance against improbability, beauty sustained through delicate equilibrium, and persistence amidst potential chaos. The planet exists as a living lesson showing that survival is often fragile, that harmony requires patience, and that even immense structures can be held together by subtle, carefully tuned forces. Its rings, moons, storms, and magnetic fields are all part of this dream, a demonstration of resilience written in the language of physics and time. Even subtle changes resonate across the system. A particle nudged in the rings, a moon slightly displaced, or a storm shifted by thermal currents all have consequences, yet the system accommodates, adapts, and persists. Saturn teaches that endurance is not passive, it is active, iterative, and responsive. The giant persists because forces are balanced, interactions are continuous, and motion is harmonized. A living meditation on the patience and subtlety required to sustain existence over eons. In this quiet reflection, one may see Saturn as more than a physical object. It becomes a mirror of time, a record of past collisions and ancient forces, a witness to the vanishing of other planets and the birth of moons. Its luminous rings, intricate moon system, and ceaseless atmospheric patterns carry the memory of billions of years, preserving both change and continuity in a single, magnificent structure. The planet dreams not in consciousness but in motion, in rhythm, and in enduring presence. Each orbit, each plume, and each shimmer is a syllable in the poem of its existence. The beauty of Saturn is inseparable from its improbability. It is massive, yet fragile, luminous yet ephemeral, a structure maintained by subtle balance, chance, and precision. In contemplating it, one sees that even in the vast silence of space, poetry exists, written not with words but with motion, energy, and time. The planet's persistence reminds us that endurance does not require perfection, only balance, that survival does not require rigidity, only responsiveness, and that beauty often emerges from delicate improbability, patiently preserved. And so Saturn drifts onward, its rings aglow, its moons circling, its storms flowing in ceaseless rhythm. The planet persists in silence, an improbable giant that endures against all odds, a luminous dream in the darkness of space. It invites reflection, meditation, and awe, reminding us that even amidst infinite emptiness, harmony, resilience, and beauty can persist. Saturn dreams on, a quiet testament to the fragile, enduring poetry of the universe, a celestial meditation that whispers through ice, gas, and motion, and a gentle reminder that existence itself is a luminous miracle.